Well, hello, happy Tuesday. It all runs together sometimes. So today, if you're hopping on, say hello. If you're catching the replay, say replay. And if I can help you with anything, say Tuesday. When the video's over, I will come back and I'll put the lip of the day and my shopping link. So lip of the day will go directly to the lip look I'm going to do today, which I think is a gorgeous lip for fall. And then just my shopping link where just see what you need, right? Oh, no, I know what I was going to do. Lip of the day and my bundle. So my secret bundle, I called it. I've updated a little because the free product changed. So it's not the highlighter anymore. But the bundle comes with some discounted products that are 50% off, and then you get another 50% off. So these three items come in at under $45. It's like 44 and change, right? 44 and change. You save $96. I mean, I can't make this up. So you get a matte bronzer, and you can pick your shade. I like the shade light, and that's what I'll link, but you could change the shade. Then you get this blush, which is so pretty. And then I updated it to have the blusher brush. So those three things are going to get you free shipping, a discount, right? And then this is the free item right now. Oh, I just lost something. It is this liquid poured metallic palette. This is going to be different than probably anything you have in your eyeshadow bag, right? It is crazy. They're highly pigmented. So that would be the free item right now. But what I want to do today, where did I drop that? Oh, hold on. I don't want to drop that because that has the names of it on it. What I'm going to do today is use the bundle that I have. So the 5, I'm going to do my whole face with 5 products. And I'm running a sort of raffle, let's call it. Anyone that makes a purchase between now and the end of the month, right? So that's like next Wednesday, Thursday? I don't know. When's the 31st? Next week. So it's just like a 1 week-ish. So now to the end of the month, we'll get into a raffle. And it's one of those online things. I can just enter your names and hit a button and it auto picks who it gets. So I'm not picking. I'm not picking. But if you make a purchase between now and the end of the month, you will go into a drawing and you will get to choose. Somebody is winning one of these mini palettes, and I used this yesterday. So I have the option of warm, which would go so good with my shirt today, or the option of peach, which is what I used yesterday, and I used this brown and green. It was so pretty. So you'll get the choice, and these retail at about $45. So I'm giving away a $45 palette for anyone that, not for anyone. If you make a purchase, you go into the raffle to choose which one that you'd prefer. So I've got those sitting right over here. So they're in their boxes, never been touched, right? So warm or peach, and we'll decide what you want. So that could be any 3 items. It could be my discounted bundle, which is under $45. And then I give you a $45, you're saving $96, and then you get into a raffle for a $45 palette. I mean, that's pretty insane. So if there's anything you've been eyeing, if there's anything that you've been needing, again, that's what the keyword's for. Just to allow us to talk, I can help build you a cart or find the things on the website. I feel like my website's pretty easy to shop from, but if you need help with that, that is what I'm here for. I'm here to be the person that makes your shopping life easier, right? Because sure, you can walk into an Ulta or a Sephora and wander and find what you need, but I want to give you some options to show you how to use some things, to show you how simple and quick and easy makeup can be, right? I mean, I know I could sit on here for an hour and do my makeup slow and steady and whatever, but most of my lives are 15, 20 minutes, and that is a full face. And I like that. I like showing you that it doesn't need to take forever. Now, if we are chatting, I would love to stay on longer, right? So if you're hopping on, please say hello. Please let me know that you're here. If you're catching the replay, because I know that is a thing. Catching the replay is, not everyone's sitting on their Facebook waiting for me to go live. So if you're catching the replay, that's why I'd like you to say replay. That way I know that you're watching. Well, that just looks silly. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, and I wanted to share this with you. So, hold on. I feel like my nose is being difficult. All right, do that off camera. I love these little daily devotionals, right? I shared a Jesus Calling one with you a few weeks ago. And I have, 4 of them. Because I used to teach Bible study for 18 years, if you didn't know that, at my church. So I have all of these. And do I agree with every single one of them every single day? No. But when I find one that really speaks to me for that day, I just feel like I want to share it with you. And there was one line out of one today that I was like, oh my goodness. And then I looked at the copyright date of this book, and the copyright date is 2004. Okay, so we're going to keep that in mind. This book is over 20 years old. And when you hear the statement that she makes, it will floor you. So this is The Joy of My Heart by Anne Graham Lotz. And today's reading is about God's boundaries. And it just talks about when God in Genesis tells them you are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, right? I mean, that's really foundational, right? You can do anything, but don't touch that. That's what he says. So she goes on to say a few things. And then she says, no one complains about, okay, let me start over. So she says, the Lord taught man the difference between right and wrong. Adam needed to know what his boundaries were, what was acceptable to God and what was not. Could you imagine the chaos that would result if a multi-lane highway had no painted markings to give directions to the traffic? Accidents and confusion would be the order of the day, right? But then she says, now remember, this is 2004. So how much more appropriate is this today? Today, we are surrounded by a generation of people who have grown up living according to their own moral codes, defining the boundaries set by God. As a result, is a generation with no peace or sense of security. 21 years ago. The statistics on crime, divorce, abortion, and suicide give eloquent witness to the danger of living outside of God's boundaries. He has drawn the lines, and we need to stay within them. If that was true in 2004, how much more true is that today in 2025? So I just thought I'd share that with you. I thought that was a really good reminder for all of us today. All right, so we're going to get started with a couple of things as I do 5 products only on my face. I am going to take my collagen. I haven't been taking this with y'all. I haven't been taking my supplements with you at all, period. Normally I do that in stories, and I just have gotten away from that. So I love our liquid collagen. It is marine collagen. So it is good absorption. It's great for hair, skin, nails, and plumpness and firmness of your skin, that kind of thing. I won't make all the claims that it makes, but wonderful. I love it. These little sachets, you get a packet of 30, and you can shop this on my storefront and get the discount. You don't have to subscribe, just buy one. And if you add it as the 4th thing to your cart, you get 20% off. I've never been able to offer it with that big of a discount before. So perfect time to try it, see what you think. If you like it, I would suggest subscribing because it will just come every 30 days, which for me, it helps me make sure I'm taking it because I know the next one's coming, right? I want the last one to be opened when the next one's on the way, right? And I don't want to have to think, oh, I only have 10 days left and I need to order. I mean, you can do it that way if you're regimented. But anyway, you don't have to refrigerate these. It just rips off like that. And then you just take it. It has a tropical flavor. I think it has kind of almost a pineapple-y flavor. Someone said it tastes like a pina colada, and I highly disagree because I hate coconut. Like, hate coconut. And if it tasted like coconut, I would not take it. It's that bad. It's that bad. So it doesn't taste like that at all. All right, that's my PSA for that. All right, let's put on a little lip mask. Again, if you're hopping on, say hello. I just gleeked all over everything. That was gorgeous. Replay. You're saying replay. Keyword is Tuesday. All right, so my 5 products I'm going to use today. Powder foundation. Our matte bronzer, that's part of the special. The secret bundle, I called it. The blush, that's part of the bundle. Mascara. And lipstick. That's it. So I'm going to use the bronzer and the blush on my eyes and on my cheeks. And then we have mascara and lips, and that's it. So pretty simple. Let's see how we can do that. So I'm going to use the brush that comes, you know, for your blush in there too. All right, curl the lashes. Then we're going to come in with our, I actually want to spray my face first. I guess that's 6 products. Sorry, but I need that primer aspect. All right, coming in with powder. And I do 2 different shades of the powder. Just for brightness around the center of my face. And I love that the powder is infused with shea butter. It has 0 talc, and it applies so beautifully. And of course, it's a matte finish, which is my jam on a foundation. So I just really go into the hairline. Then I'm going to take the lighter shade down the nose, around the eyes. And then that keeps me from having to use concealer because I've just lightened under my eyes. Nice. I always just kind of come down on my neck a little bit, make sure there's no delineating line that you can tell, because, you know, that was a thing at one point, and it was a pretty horrible thing when it would happen when, you know, we were younger. So I showed you a new bronzer that doesn't have the hole in the middle, but I'm going to use up the one that has the hole in the middle. But I just want you to know it doesn't come like that. So we're going to use this as our bronzer. And then I'm also going to use this on my eyes. Go up here in the hairline. I think I got messed up on my days because our people that are helpful with our house, like our pool guy or our landscaping people, they all come on Wednesdays. And so I'm in my study earlier, and all of a sudden, which this is my study, all of a sudden my the alarm system alerts me that our camera at our garage went off. And I was like, what? So I look on the app because I'm not making myself visible because you can't tell I'm in here from anywhere else in the house. So I look on my app and I'm like, it's the pool guy. And I'm like, it's Tuesday, right? I mean, like I had to double check on my watch. Like, it's Tuesday. Yes, it's Tuesday. So I don't know if he came early. They could be going on vacation. He did a vacation around this time last year with his kids before they went back to school. And I'm wondering if maybe that is what made this happen. But I was like, so then it just really messes with my head on what day of the week it is. Okay. Where am I going next? Hold on, I need a drink. So I love using bronzer on the eye. I feel like it is a subtle like shadow. But you know, I love a brown eye. I just feel like it's neutral. It gives a palette for anything that you want to do. And I'm going to pop a little bit of the blush. Right on the lid. Not much. It's going to add just a little bit of color. See that? See how that just changed that a little bit there? Again, I don't need it to be extreme. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we're on product 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to come in with mascara. And because my eyes are so simple, my mascara is going to look so brilliant. And because I write down when I change my mascara, next week is when I need to change my mascara again. Every 3 to 4 months, you can kind of gauge at what point during that 3 to 4 months, but it is recommended that's when you change. For me, in this mascara especially, if it starts to become thick, is when I know I've kind of hit my limit. But because I forget, I also jot it down somewhere. And if you haven't tried the Quadra yet, I would question why. And we do have a love it guarantee. So if you get it in and you don't love it, within 14 days, you let me know and we refund you and you send it back. But how can you not love it? And I think with Quadra, it takes almost all 14 days to really see the benefit of it, because infused with lash serum, infused with lash primer, it's going to nourish your lashes as you're wearing it. So, you know, the first couple days, it's not going to be like, woo, my lashes are longer. But at the end of a week, at the end of 2 weeks, you're going to be like, wow, my lashes are starting to look really awesome. So I would just challenge you to stick with it. I mean, my lashes are on point today. I love that. All right. What do we got left? Why am I feeling shiny right there? I don't know. That's weird. Okay. We're going to do a brown lip. And I know that kind of sounds scary. And I sort of did a caramel lip the last couple days in our long wearing splash line. But today I'm going to do in our, I want to call it normal lipstick. I don't know what to call it. This gorgeous brown shade. And then of course I'm going to ombre it with Mented because that is what we do. We ombre with Mented. But I'm going to use the lip liner. And when I'm done and off the video, I will link the secret bundle, which is under $45. And then I'll link this lip. There's something about a brown lip in the fall. So creamy. And that's pretty, right? That's pretty. This is going to make it prettier. Hold on. See how that just lightened up the middle? Isn't that pretty? All right, so 5 products. Powder foundation, the part of the bundle, the bronzer, the blush, the mascara, so we're at 4, and then the lipstick, 5. Very easy, very simple. All right, I'm gonna spray my face again. I didn't put this in there, but Prime Set Mist, yay, for the win. All right, let's see what this looks like with my hair not like that. All right, so a reminder, if you stuck around this long, any order placed between today and the end of the month goes into a raffle, and it can be any order. You can buy a lipstick. You could buy today's lip. You could buy today's sale bundle for under $45. Any order goes in a raffle drawing to choose between the warm palette or the peach tone palette, which is what I used yesterday, and I used the green and brown. I didn't even use the peach, which is what this is called for. I used the brown, the green. So pretty. So you can choose between those two. These retail at almost $45, so I'm giving one away free this month. These are my personal ones, but I have them sitting over here waiting for you to pick. So every order between now and the end of the month. So if you need a restock on anything, if you want to try the Quadra, if you need a new lip, whatever, want to try the collagen, that's an option for you too. So any order on my storefront between now and the end of the month for a free eyeshadow palette. All right, that's going to do it for me for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll put things in the comments as soon as I'm off.